The wait is over. We finally get the Jujutsu Kaisen collab in Summoner's War and all of the events that come along with it, and there are a handful of different events. We're going to take a look at that right now. We're also going to take a look at, more importantly, we're going to take a look at all the new units in the game, their skills, their stats, their leader skills. I didn't even take a look at, I took a brief look at some of the skills earlier today at work, not all of them, and I also didn't get a chance to see the leader skills or who has higher base speed or HP or attack power or anything like that. We do have some giveaway events. We got the Romen, which is a new Dark Nat 5 plus Violent Runes, Violent Destroy, and a lot of other goodies over here. I don't want to spend too much time on some of these events, but Speed, Crit Damage, Attack, Violent Destroy rune set, and we get the brand new Nat 5 here. Standard event stuff. We also get some new emojis, which I think people are going to absolutely flip for. You guys love the emojis. I don't know. I don't talk very much in chat anymore, so I don't get too hung up on the emojis. But it's really not about what I want. It's about what you got. Oh my god, I did not, I did not see that. But yeah, that's quite a lot of juicy stuff. But they've been giving a lot. Look at all these mysticals, not mystical scrolls. Look at all these. Wait, yes, I'm still hung up mentally on the mystical scrolls, of course. But yeah, lots and lots of scrolls. Hopefully enough for some skill ups as well. We do have a skill up event in addition to that. But man, these events have just gotten better and better and better. They have to. In all these mobile games, these events have to get better as time progresses. But man, there's a lot of rewards here. Just keeping up with the times. So yeah, I always appreciate these skill up events because it's so challenging. When you get something good that you want to use, you're like, all right, I finally have this cool thing. I have no skills for it. So these events definitely help to get the brand new units skilled up. In addition to that, I know that there are so many people that are re-downloading the game from this collab because they are excited about the anime. And I feel like at least in the next 2 months, I feel like the Summoner's War player base is going to double. I know that's what ComTours was going for. It's been rapidly declining. Let's be honest, it's been rapidly declining. It's going to shoot straight up now for the Jujutsu Kaisen. And I mean, eventually it's going to die down again, but that's how it always is. But in the short term, that's great for ComTours. That's great for revenue. And there's going to be a lot of new and returning players back in the game. So, nothing bad to say about that. Or maybe we could say bad stuff about it. I don't know. I just don't feel like it right now. So we get to see all of these. I want to see the skills in a second, where we see the animations and where we see we got the animations too. Let's not do that. We don't have to do the animations right now. We want to see the skills. We want to see the leader skills, and we want to see the base stats. I'm really excited to see if anything. I don't know if anything's gonna have crazy speed. But we'll take a look at these in the other monster area. Cannot be used in SWC 2024 regional preliminaries, China qualification match, etc., etc. Collab characters can be used in World Arena right after the 8.4.2 update, but not in preliminaries from the SWC. We have Jujutsu High School. This is just quests. I'm sure you guys already saw, and then the boss rush, which I'm excited to see, but it might be, it might just be very frustrating for a lot of casual players. Which we already talked about that before. Yeah, Sorcerer's Quest. And we have the this is the same basic node-based dungeon as the previous collab events. And then we've basically gone over collab characters in August Trial Extension. If we didn't we went over this in the other video. If we didn't go over it, you could just assume this because it's the same as the other ones. We got the brand new Jujutsu Kaisen scroll. We got the emojis. I feel like you guys are going to flip over these emojis. I really do. We got special packs. I can't be that bummed about special packs when they're introducing a collab. So if they try to... Yeah, I just can't be that bummed about special packs when they're introducing a collab because they have to make money, right? Because otherwise they wouldn't be able to do things like this. And then we have Spiritual Realm Boss Skill Description Modified. I think it's the same. It's just a description. But really what we want to see here is, what do we have? Proceed with repeat battle. Or when did I do that? I don't remember doing that. Guys, I'm getting old. I'm going crazy. When did I do that? All right. Let's see these brand new units. So we have hold on. Let's see the dark one first. This is, yeah, Romen. 104. He's an attack type unit. He's got, well, we already took a look at this in the first update, the dev note. Attacks 2 times, decreased defense, 2 turns, 50% chance each. Each hit damage decreases if your attack power is high. So, oddly, and this is correctly phrased, each hit's damage decreases if your attack power is higher than the enemy's defense, but the number of hits increases up to 6 times. Could be cool. We'll see, I suppose. But yeah, you want to stack a lot of attack power on him to make sure that he crit damage as well, because he's not cocky. So, yeah. So you do need attack and crit damage, but try to get attack and subs. Yada yada. You know the deal. At the start of every turn, if your HP did not increase compared to the previous turn and has decreased by less than 30% of your HP, it will revert to the HP from the previous turn. Seems cool. Seems like not a crazy OP. I feel like I'm gonna eat my words on one of these. I'm like, that doesn't seem that strong. It winds up being like the most meta ridiculous triple S tier unit. Not this one specifically. I'm just saying one of these I'm gonna think is much better than it is. This is how it always works, right? You think that some unit like sounds really great on paper, and then you're like, oh, when you try to use it in the game, it doesn't work as good as you think it's going to. But yeah, I'm sure no one has any complaints about the character graphics, the character models. Where is she's a 4-star, right? Yeah, Nobara Kisaki. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. She's got the 45%. So she's a nat 4, 45% HP fire monster leader skill. They couldn't give her the fit. I'm surprised it's 45 and not like 40. 102 base speed, and of course this is at 5-star. So attack the enemy, disturb HP recovery, 2 turns, 60% chance. Attack the enemy target and 3 random enemies to provoke them for 1 turn, 80% chance each. When the target is already provoked, the provocation duration increases by 1 turn up to 3 turns, and it is going to be 100% chance. I mean, you can still get resisted, but it's a 100% chance there. And then we have the hairpin kick. Attack the enemy target 2 times, deals damage proportion to your max HP. First hit increases chance of landing a glancing hit for 2 turns. Second hit resets the target's attack bar. Usable in 4 turns. I don't know that I love this, but she's a normal element 4-star, so it's not anything crazy. Wouldn't be too ridiculous excited about that unit. We have the straw doll technique, same as the other one. We have, this is attacks all enemies, prevents them from, oh, I think I remember this. Because I took a brief look while I was at work. I can't take too much of a look because I still have to do my job. But attacks all enemies, prevents them from, I mean, I should have just not done my job, let's be honest. But all enemies, prevents them from receiving beneficial effects for 2 turns with a 50% chance each. Goes up to 70% chance after it is skilled up. Harmful effect right there. Damage increases by 10% for every harmful effect granted on the enemy. And then we have this hairpin thorny briar, attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit has a 80% chance to grant continuous damage for 2 turns and blocks them from removing harmful effects for 2 turns. Both of these seem kind of like they're continuous damage skills. Continuous damage, and then does all this extra damage from the continuous damage. And they both seem like they would be good against the Vela Jewels being picked in the meta now in RTA very often. It's surprising to see Vela Jewel because he didn't get a crazy increase. It's just part of the meta now, much more than before. Same leader skill though, Nat 5. Same leader skill as a Nat 4 though. I know the Yenhong and the Wallyoung owners are like, excuse me, what is this all about? Where's my boost to my speed lead for Wallyoung? Then we have, what else? So she seems cool. She kind of reminds me a little bit like a fire dryad meets a water battle angel. Not quite like the battle angel, a little bit different, but kinda. Then we have the straw doll technique. Hairpin 4 nails is the same provoke as the fire one. And we got the HP 45 wind. And strong willpower passive decreases. Oh, this one seems ridiculous. Decreases your HP by 5% and the HP of all enemies, boss excluded, by 15% each if you have a harmful effect when you gain a turn. Fairly common to have harmful effects when you gain turns. Decreases the enemies by 15% each. Can you imagine, like, she keeps getting turns? and just decreasing all of the HP of all of the enemies. That's ridiculous. It's not one enemy, it's all the enemies. Decrease HP of all enemies by 15%. If she gets 3 turns, like, you make her fast, put her with Vertiheal or something like that. She takes 2 turns, she violent procs once, all the enemies have 30%, and she's HP. She could be a super tanky unit, right? 12,000 base HP. Pretty tanky. You don't have to put, I mean, you don't want to put too much resistance because then she's going to resist all the harmful effects. You won't have anything on her. But yeah, make her tanky, make her fast, and she's just going to absorb, basically absorb HP from the enemies. That's what she's going to do. So yeah, this one seems, this one seems like it could be pretty strong. That could be pretty nasty. And then this one, I know there were some comments in the other video, the Dev Note video, where they were like, "No, you don't understand. This is the passive's not on cooldown. The passive's not on a cooldown, which is where the skill. Sorry, it's not even a passive. It's a skill that's not on a cooldown. Attack one of the enemy targets. So it's the same first skill as the other ones. This is the Provocation skill, the 45 Light Leader skill. Attacks one of the enemy targets that attacked you during one turn to deal 40% of the target's max HP as damage. If the target is a boss, deals 10% of the boss's max HP as damage. This could also get crazy. I feel like these ones are going to be crazier than they seem, possibly, when we actually see them in action. I really do. I feel like these are going to be nasty. And then we have the Dark one, of course, Dark Leader skill, 45 Dark units. This is the prevents them from attacks all enemies, prevents them from receiving beneficial effects, and increases damage for 10% for every harmful effect. These are attack type units. This one is also attack type and HP. So, and then we have this one, Hairpin Black Flash. Remember, this is an LD4. I'm sorry. Attacks the enemy 2 times. First hit decreases defense for 3 turns. Second hit deals damage that increases by 100% if the target has a harmful effect. Well, you're already giving the target a harmful effect. So this is potentially a lot of single target burst damage, which is nice for an LD4. Not bad. I don't think it's game breaking. There's a lot of other units that do big single target damage, but this is not terrible. Seems. I wouldn't be crazy over the moon. I mean, she's no frigate. That's what we have to compare everything to now, because that unit is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Comtois don't nerf frigate. Wait. Comtois, first off, give me frigate. Second off, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Let's go take a look at Megumi. I'm gonna mess these up all so much. Ooh, we have. See, I didn't see this this part. 28% speed lead for Arena. He's already meta. It doesn't matter. Is this the one that we took a look at before in the dev notes, possibly? We saw some fire one. I don't think it was him, actually. I think we saw the water one of this. Attacks the enemy, decrease defense and attack power for 1 turn, 25% chance each. Goes up to 50%, actually, which is not bad for 2 debuffs on here. And then the skill 2 attacks and stuns the enemy. This is already, I'm more interested in this unit because it has the speed lead. It could be meta based on just this alone, and we've seen this before. Attack the enemy stuns for 1 turn, 80% chance, decrease attack bar by 50% if the target already has a harmful effect. Not anything game-breaking for the second skill. Prior to the sorcerer passive, increase your attack bar by 20% whenever an ally, excluding yourself, gets attacked. In addition, removes 1 beneficial effect from the enemy target with a 30% chance when you attack the enemy. Strip constantly, and then these debuffs. That's pretty nice. I feel like he's gonna be meta either way because of this. But yeah, this guy, I just feel like he's, man, I feel more with this collab that these units are coming out of the gate fairly strong than like the past, like the Cookie Run, than Assassin's Creed, than Witcher. I feel like these. And I think Comto is doing that on purpose. They're like, we got to do something. We've seen the numbers. We know that we have to hit something big. You know, the 10-year anniversary. And they expanded it to the entire year, which is ridiculous. Which, you know, should have been expected, I suppose. Especially after I, said some things about it. I'm like, oh yeah, 10-year anniversary. Why would you stop after? They're like, no. We're gonna right after our official thing. We're gonna prolong it, keep the 10-year anniversary go on for the rest of the year, and put this stuff out. So they're gonna have to keep every couple months putting out like real bangers though, if they want things to not die down. But this is great though. This is a really big collab, I think. I know this is a really big collab. Let's take a look. Megumi. I'm not even gonna bother. This is 4. Actually, this must not have been the one that we looked at, because this is a 4-star. Which one? Oh, this was the one, right? Yeah, this was the one that they teased in the dev note. So he has a attack power leader skill. If this was a speed lead, it would be ridiculous. It would be kind of in line with the wind the wind cookie. Which wind cookie am I talking about? Ooh, let me show you, because I keep forgetting Madeline cookie. Yeah, this one with the speed lead, and he also has the attack power buff and the crit rate buff and the attack gauge boost. Ridiculous. So, yeah, if this had a speed lead, it would be potentially as broken as a Wind 4-star, I suppose. But that unit is crazy good. That's a really, really solid unit. Invincible for 1 turn on all allies. Increase their attack power for 2 turns. Increase their attack bar by 20% each. Actually, this is a great combo with Katarina. And I was realizing it after the dev note. I was like, you know what? How did I not, as someone that loves to use Katarina all the time, maybe not all the time, in arena against certain defenses, really likes to use Katarina. This is a Katarina combo. Invincible, attack power buff, and attack gauge boost. So yeah, that's a Katarina combo if I've ever seen one. Is it time for double Katarina teams, guys? I think so. You guys, please no. Please don't do that. I'm going to do it. You know I will. Attack the enemy, remove 1 beneficial effect, 70% chance, and absorb the attack bar by 30%. I don't really get too excited about that skill too, but this is a Katarina combo, and I appreciate that. We have same for skill. This is the strip and absorb the attack bar. It's okay. It's a 4-star. It's a water 4-star. We have the accuracy leader skill, which, who knows if that even works. Summoners with 10 years later, who knows if that even works. Attacks all enemies, removes 1 beneficial effect, and decreases their attack bar by 50% each. Kind of similar to the Robos, right? 1 beneficial effect. The Robos are a little bit better. They have multiple chances to actually do their thing, but this is not bad. The Water Robo kind of sucks, right? Water Robo is not as good as the other Robos, so this is kind of the water version of the Robos. And then we have, what else? This is the Light Megumi. Same for a skill. Second skill is the single target strip and absorb attack gauge. And the third skill is Rapid Escape Max Elephant. Decreases the duration of all beneficial effects granted on all enemies by 2 turns each. Remember the wording, right? Remember the wording that we're talking about with the Dark Dryad. Decreases duration. So this is not a strip, so this is strong against Hey Gang, and this is an LD4. So now we have another LD4 that's strong against Hey Gang. After that, attacks all enemies to block them from removing harmful effects for 2 turns. So this is going to be meta, regardless. I don't know if he's going to be the most crazy OP meta unit, and he's got the leader skill, HP, in the arena. So you're going to see him. I don't know how much, but you are going to see him at least somewhat in RTA. Just based on this skill 3 Rapid Escape Max Elephant. What is it? What is the name of this skill? Rapid Escape Max Elephant? I don't understand. Someone's got to explain this to me. I get the shadow manipulation curse technique, but the Rapid Escape Max, it's got to be something tying into the actual series, right? It must be. It must be. Then we have the Dark one. What do we have for this? Same for a skill, the attack power, defense break. Attacks and stun the enemy for 1 turn, 80% chance, decrease attack bar, same as the... Nope. What was the other one? Yeah, it's the new, same as the fire one. And then the one that's important, the one we really care about, attacks all enemies 4 times. First, it removes all beneficial effects. Already looking good. Let's take a look at the speed, not the speed lead. Yeah, 101 speed. I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. Curry leader skill, speed 101. Not anything too crazy, but strong third skill. Attacks all enemies 4 times. First, it removes all beneficial effects, decrease their attack bar, and the last, it decreases attack power. Could be more ridiculous. Actually, I think I read this wrong the first time. Second and third hits decrease their attack bar by 20% each. For an LD5, actually, I'm less impressed now that I read this again. Removes beneficial effects, decrease attack bar, decrease attack power. Yeah, it's not as crazy as it could be for an LD5. Okay, that's gonna get buffed to be ridiculous in 6 months. that's the one that's going in the balance patch, guys. That's the one. People that have that are like, oh, thanks, jerk. I didn't make it. I'm just saying that's gonna be what if you summon it now. Be prepared for it to get buffed 6 months down the road. We have the Yuji. My wife was telling me, she's like, I need this one. No, I need this one. No, I need, you know what? I need all of them. And I'm like, are you gonna wail? How are you gonna get all of them? And here's how she's gonna get all of them. She's gonna expect me to get it, and then she's gonna be angry at me for not getting them. Triple hit, ignores all damage reduction effects. Shield, invincibility, defense buff. I was like, what am I missing? Things of that nature. Divergent Fist, attack the enemy 2 times. The first hit decreases defense for 2 turns. This is the destroy HP one. He does destroy HP on all of his stuff. He's got Guild War leader skill, 38% attack power. But this is defense break, and second hit destroys the enemy's max HP by 100% of the damage dealt. In addition, the chance of landing a critical hit increases by 50% for each harmful effect granted on the enemy target. And then we have a crit buff here as well. Attacks all enemies, not a crit buff, but extra chance to crit. Attacks all enemies to destroy their max HP by 50% of damage dealt. In addition, absorbs their attack bar proportion to the destroyed HP. This attack always lands a critical hit, so you can combo. This is Black Flash maximum power. This is a Fire 5-star as well. We took a look in the dev note, but you. For example, you use this first, you do a cleave, you use this first, you destroy some HP, you absorb some attack bar, and then you do this second, you destroy more HP, and I presumably kill some things. That's what we would like to think. And then we have the Water Yuji. This is damage reduction, damage that ignores damage reduction effects, triple hit. This is a 4-hit. First 3 hits have a 50% chance. This goes up to 80% chance after it's scaled up to leave a branding effect for 2 turns, and the last hit destroys the enemy's max HP by 100% of damage dealt. Following hit deals 20% more damage if you land a critical hit. And then we have this passive, ignores all effects that resist death when you attack the enemy on your turn. Target defeated by your attack cannot be revived during battle. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a stronger version of the Fire BK. So take a look at, we've got the multi-hits here with the brand, and then we have the resists, ignores effects that resist death, and cannot be revived during your turn. We have the Fire BK somewhere around here. It was always just hard to time him for me personally. We have this, attacks, ignores all effects that resist death. And then we have, what else? Enemy defeated by this attack while you're under Berserk state cannot be revived during the battle. So it is very similar to the Water Barbaric King. So I just think that since this is a passive, it's going to be much more beneficial, and also multi-hits, so it's going to be much more beneficial. He's going to be way more usable than the Fire BK was. Also, Fire BK, he has to go into his Berserks. Well, he doesn't have to. Yeah, he does have to actually go into his Berserk state, but. Yeah, I think it's a decently usable unit for Siege, for guild content. We have the Wind Yuji, same for a skill. Second skill, attack the enemy 2 times. First hit decreases defense. Second one destroys HP by 100% of the damage dealt. This is a 4-star, normal element 4-star. This is, similar to the Fire 1. Fire 1 is a 5-star, so we're seeing the stats of the at 6-star level. Versus we're seeing the stats of this at the 5-star level. I should probably mention that more often. I'm sure a lot of people already know, if not most people already know, but HP in guild content. And we have attacks the enemy to remove all beneficial effects and absorbs the attack bar by 50%. The attack always lands as a critical hit. So he's got the critical buff, just like similar to the Fire 1. And then we have the LD4, Light Yuji. First one is the same. Second one is the same as the Water one. It is the 4 hits. So 4 hits, brand. First 3 hits do a brand. And last hit is destroying the enemy's max HP by 100% of damage dealt. And then we have the passive, Poison Immunity, gains immunity against continuous damage, and inability effects increases your attack bar by 30% whenever you resist a harmful effect. This could be pretty cool. Immunity against continuous damage, which is already we've seen the Water Living Armor be useful in the meta, but also increases your attack bar by 30% each whenever you resist a harmful effect. If you resist a lot of harmful effects, and also resistance leader skill, maybe something that makes sense with a resistance leader skill for once. an attacker that attacker specifically that makes sense with the resistance leader skill, which usually they wouldn't make very much sense with the resistance leader skill because they're trying to cleave things. But this, you could rune him more as a bruiser, I would say. I don't see him as just being straight attack. I see him as being a bruiser. You make him somewhat tanky, give him good attack power. It's going to take a lot to ruin a good unit of this because you're going to need speed, crit rate, crit damage, attack power, HP, defense, resistance. You're going to need a lot. And then he also has debuffs. Well, he at least has debuffs here. So maybe not. Maybe you don't have to go too crazy with the accuracy. You can put some accuracy in artifacts. That's probably what I would do and not really worry about it in the runes. But yeah, he would take a lot of efficiency to rune a good one, but I think he could be good with just stealing, hopefully stealing a bunch of turns. But then we have the dark one. This is an LD5, Dark Yuji. What is the first gun's the same, of course. This is the defense break and destroy HP, single target. And then the Black Flash Barrage grants endure effect on yourself for 1 turn and attacks the enemy target 4 times with attacks that always land as a critical hit. In addition, decreases your skill cooldown by 1 turn each of the enemies decreases your skill cooldown by 1 turn each if each hit's damage is 15% or more of the enemy's max HP. So hopefully he's going to be decreasing it to be able to use this constantly. That is the theory anyway. Is he a ridiculous LD5 unit? Probably not too ridiculous, but not everything can be super ridiculous OP, can it? Did we look at almost everything but Gojo? I think so. We looked at Yuri. Sorry, Yuji. No, hold on. There's one else that we missed, right? No, we looked at all of them. Yeah. And then we have Gojo as the last one. Okay, so let's take a look. We have the attack power leader skill, 106 base speed. There's 106, 106, 106, 106. We have defense leader skill. We have accuracy. This is the speed one, 24% everywhere. So that is the one to look at. At least we got a normal element one that has a speed lead for arena, and this one has the HP. So fire one is attacks for 1 turn, attacks to stun for 1 turn, 30% chance, goes up to 50% chance, which is not bad. Curse technique reversal red always performs an attack that has an attribute advantage on the enemy target and decreases its defense for 2 turns. Nothing too crazy. This is Nat 5 as well. And then we have Infinity Passive. Once per turn, offsets the damage taken once you're attacked during the enemy's turn. Increases the damage you deal by 50% if you get a turn without getting attacked for 1 turn. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of the... not too much, but a little bit of the Garo, the Fire Ninja. So I don't know how people are going to be... If people are going to be super excited about him. At least he's tankier than the Fire Ninja, because what's the Fire... Yeah, he would be tankier regardless. But... And he would do decent damage. Defense break. But he doesn't have the speed lead, though. That's kind of the thing that I feel like he's going to get buffed at some point. But... Yeah, I could see him being more useful. But he does remind me of the Fire Ninja for now. We have the stun here. We have attacks all enemies 2 to 3 times, deal damage proportionate to your defense, and steals 1 beneficial effect with a 20% chance each. 20%, not that much, but we have 2 skill ups here, brings it to 50% chance, and AoE 2 to 3 hits, which kind of reminds me of, I'm going to always compare these to some of the OP units in the game. No, we have this. So, stealing 1 beneficial effect, 30% chance each. This goes up to 50% chance as well. So, consider it like this. Kind of. Not exactly like it, just kind of like that. And then we have the 6 Eyes passive, gains immunity against attack bar reduction effects and increases your attack bar by 30% when the turn ends. I feel that he is going to be one of the most useful units in the collab. Immunity against attack bar reduction effects. That is... Oliver is going to look at him. He's going to be like, I can do damage to him, but I can't reduce his attack bar. They're kind of nerfing things like Oliver. They're nerfing the attack bar reduction without outright nerfing the units that do the attack bar reduction, like Oliver and Shungpung and many other units like that. But yeah, increase your attack bar by 30% when the turn ends. I just feel like this one's going to be a meta unit. He just already seems useful based on these 2 skills. And then we also have the stun here, which is not bad. Not a bad skill 1. he would be one that I would like to get for myself if I am so lucky. We got the stun here. We got the AoE damage proportion to your defense, deals 1 beneficial effect here. Kind of again like the Dokebi Lords. And then we have Limitless, grants invincible on yourself for 1 turn, then attacks all enemies, deal damage proportionate to your defense, and provokes them for 2 turns. Honestly, I would rather have, like, this one just seems so much better. Call me crazy, but yeah, because we already have provokes. So we have AoE provokes. They don't get used too much, especially because Verus is very popular against a lot of the control teams. So yeah, and then we have the Light Satoru Gojo, which is going to be useful regardless just because he has the speed lead. He's got the stun here. He has the AoE that steals beneficial effects, which is just even better. And removes all harmful effects of all allies, attacks all enemies, deal damage proportionate to your defense. The damage increases up to 200% by the number of harmful effects removed. In addition, increases your attack bar by 20% each when an ally receives a harmful effect while this skill is on cooldown. This seems like it's going to be a very strong LD5. So yeah, I'm a little scared of the people that are going to be using that in RTA, but very few people are going to be summoning him, and it's going to be all new players that are returning that are like, I have no runes, and whales that are like, I have all of the runes, but I'm in the top 10. So yeah, there we go. We got this the dark one. He is another LD5 stun for the first skill, same first skill. And then we have the second skill. It is the same as the fire one. It is the element advantage, attribute advantage on the enemy target, decreased defense for 2 turns. And then we have the domain expansion of 0.2 seconds. I don't understand this. I am not a watcher, an avid watcher of the show. Beans is. She understands this. I don't know why she doesn't want to do videos with me. Because I don't like you. Okay, that's why. But yeah, I'm sure this is all, I mean, all of these are nods to things in the shows, right? All of these are fan service. But attacks all enemies to grant Oblivion for 2 turns. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Oblivion for 2 turns and stuns them for 1 turn. Which now we have another AoE Oblivion unit. And all of the Light Desert Queen owners are like, okay, can we get a Light Desert Queen buff now? Because we now have another AoE Oblivion that does, he's first off an attack type unit, which the Light Desert Queen owners are like, yeah, she doesn't really do much aside from the Oblivion. We want her to do more. We want her to do damage at all. Really doesn't do any damage. But that's what many of them have been asking for years. So now that this one does Oblivion and stuns, and then he can do defense breaks, and he can follow it up with damage. That's one of the things that I like about the Light Monkey versus Hathor that I've always thought was strong with the Light Monkey versus Hathor is he can do damage. Like Hathor, like you get a couple turns in, and she's like, I'm not doing any damage. Light Monkey's like, I can actually kill things. I can hit something, and then sometimes it dies. You know, so yeah, I think that this is, and he's got the defense break too, which I think is going to make it it's going to be a big distinction. It's going to be a big difference between this and the Light Desert Queen. And I think that this is going to make people call for Light Desert Queen to do something else, even though she's a strong, and AoE Oblivion is very strong regardless. But I think they're going to kind of want her to do something more with her skill too in some way. So yeah. And I think Hathor's hit hard. I wouldn't be that surprised to see a Light Desert Queen and a Hathor buff at some point, because now that you got him, the argument, you have to compare him to the Light Desert Queen, and he's just strong. He's just outright stronger, or he at least seems on paper to be outright. Maybe this is the one that I'm wrong on. And then Hathor is just she's not as popular, not nearly as popular in RTA as she once was, and there's really not too many other places for Hathor. Like, you put her in she's for RTA, and that's it. Like, you shove her, you put her in TOA, but then what, are you going to auto and have her, like, there's just better things for TOA. Just, why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? Then you can't put continuous damage on. But yeah, I think that could be paving the way for buffs for the Desert Queens in the future. But anyway, that's it for this one. Initial impression on the brand new units from Jujutsu Kaisen. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the new units. What you would prefer to get if you had the choice to pick any of them. And I will see you as always in the next one.